What's up, everybody? I'm Chalfont.
And I'm Trail.
And we are
brothers from another color. With the same color.
Same color. Different color, same color.
Try to squeeze it in.
Different skin tone color.
Yeah.
Right.
What he said.
So today's topic is Ice Cube is working with Trump.
Ice Cube is working with Trump.
With Trump.
Yeah.
So I think for this one, I'm going to start surface level first, and then we'll dive in a little more macro. So Ice Cube came out with a plan. What was that plan called?
The contract for Black America. Contract with Black America, I'm sorry.
Yep. And he's getting a lot of pushback for a lot of reasons. One, because he's working with President Trump, right?
Yeah.
And the black community is getting a lot of pushback for it. But I think, thinking about that, I got to stop using my hand like that. I feel like... So he's getting a lot of pushback. And I think on a surface level, you have a president who's in what a lot of people feel like his 23rd hour of his presidency.
Yeah.
Right? And
15 minutes almost up.
Yeah, like it potentially. I mean, we might have had our own thoughts at the last election, and we're all just going to wait and see. But so some people think that he's just being used as like a pawn,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's just being used as, see, I do collaborate and I work with black people.
I do love black people.
Right.
Look at my black friend.
Yeah. And I guess the reality for Ice Cube, at least what he's been talking about, is not just I have this plan and now I'm working with him. I think from his point of view, it doesn't matter where in a presidency that I'm working with him.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter if they're, you know, we're a week from the election, but then he still has 3-4 months left, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I think some of the pushback might be around,
because he's a black man working with Trump, and Trump
right.
doesn't like black people.
Right. So what happens if he is reelected, right? And we knew, because I think you had brought this up in our pre-show rehearsal.
Rehearsal?
Not really. But you had brought up that he had first asked Biden.
Yeah. He went to both camps. So he went to both camps and asked him, like, not asked him, but showed him, like, I have a plan for black people.
Yeah.
He said, not minorities, not anybody else, just black people, though.
Yeah.
And they said Biden was like, or not Biden himself, but Biden's camp was like, we'll talk to you after the election. So they kind of shoot him away. Mm-hmm. And he went to Trump with the same plan, and Trump was like, okay, I hear you out.
Yeah, I'll talk to you now.
Yeah.
And I think about when you want to create change, whatever change it might be, especially for the specific community that you're out to help, it doesn't matter who you're working with.
Because when you decide to work with
him. In my own opinion, too, like I think when people think about Trump, especially within the mainstream media, and you can play so many clips where, like, he is the president of the United States,
right.
But the way he carries himself doesn't, whether you support him or not, I don't think the way he carries himself is what you view as somebody who represent you.
Somebody represent your country, though.
Yeah. I mean, probably not, right?
Yeah.
But he's offering somebody who is trying to help the black community a spot in the room to be able to do that.
Somebody who can get a foot in the door, which we don't have now. And people were, I know in the community, the black community, people were mad at Barack because they say he didn't do anything for black people, but he did things for, like, the gay community and these other communities, though.
Yeah.
But he never once was like, I'm going to do such and such for the black community.
Yeah.
And now we have someone like Ice Cube who's able to get in that door, like, bam, I got a plan for us, people that look like me and you.
Yeah.
And if you're pandering for our votes now, you might as well take this plan with you,
right.
Implement it. And
do you think Ice Cube is going through this and then coming out of those committees saying, I now support Donald Trump and you should vote for him?
Not at all.
Right. It's not even about that.
I just think, like you said, if you want to implement change and get things changed, sometimes you gotta work with people that you might not work with.
Do you think the pushback, especially I guess from the black community, would be the same whether it was right now before the election or even at the beginning of Donald Trump?
Well, you know what? A lot of people are saying the timing is bad right now. Yeah. But I think the timing is perfect.
Right.
Because what better time to do it is when both sides are pandering for black people's votes, though.
Yeah. Pandering, right.
Like, so they're like dangling a carrot. Like, and if you want to, a lot of us won't vote. Yeah. So, I mean, if somebody wants to come with a plan to better our situations and get us a step forward, move us a step forward with some progress. Why not use that vote for that?
Right. What are some of the words they're using to describe Ice Cube at this point?
Sellout, Coon. Them the two biggest words right now.
Yeah, Sellout and Coon.
Which I disagree totally. 2,000,000% though.
Yeah.
2,000,000% though.
Ice Cube's not the only person that's ever been called either of those terms.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not.
And you know, I'm gonna speak from a white perspective right now. Why do you think things like that are prevalent within the black community, if they are? Because I know those are things that as a white person I don't experience, like a lot of other things that people of color, especially people from the black community, experience. The only thing I can really think of is when a white person dates somebody, especially like a black woman, that, you know, people will use the term to describe that. But outside of that, like us working with other groups of people, you know, we're never pushed away or described, you know, characteristically, you know, by some of those words you described.
I think it's white people and black people are we on two different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So it's like black people, we all want to work together. And if I see you working with this person to get a leg up or moving here, even if the leg up is for all of us, it's like he's not really for us.
Right.
So right now, Ice Cube is supposedly not really for us though, even though the contract with Black America is for black people though.
Yeah.
But it's with Donald Trump.
Right.
And
it's
Trump
literally all
about black people though.
And I think some of the issues within the black community and some articles that I had read is Ice Cube came in with the contract for Black America, which is like 40 pages long.
Yeah.
And what came out of all of that was a 2-page plan called the Platinum Plan. And
so I guess that was
if you read it, I mean, it's bullet points. It's not a lot of action within that. The thing I think that's tough to handle is if Trump is pandering for the black vote, which he probably is, but he's going to allow these things to happen and progress to move forward for the black community.
Some change, yeah.
Then it's I feel like it's tough then because you're in a spot where it's like I don't like what he's doing in this moment, not Ice Cube but Trump, because you know what's behind the madness, the method to the madness, you know.
But then on the other end, you have Biden, who's like, I don't even want to hear it right now.
Yeah.
I'll wait till after the election. Like he's just like, I'm not endorsing either one, so just laying it off.
Yeah, like could you imagine if they spent the last 18 months on the campaign trail, him and Kamala, looking at that and creating that together and already having that plan in place.
Right.
You know, like you're gonna tell me, like, should we wait based on what's happened in 2020? Like,
so then you can shoot me away again. Like when the election's over, Mr. Biden, here's the plan. Like I don't. That's all right. We're here now. I don't really need the plan. We got your votes. So
yeah, it's tough.
I do know some of you guys need to look up the Platinum Plan and the contract with Black America though. Some key points in there, like some things about neo-reconstruction, reparations for African Americans, but set in a way that they're, I think, yearly or something like that.
Yeah.
What else was it? Anti-racism being taught in elementary schools and high schools, middle schools. It was a lot of key points in there. I mean, my mind is just racing right now. So
I know. I think about some of those, especially like including, anti-racism in curriculum.
The curriculum, yeah.
I don't know that it was necessarily explicit in these plans, but when you think about chokeholds by police or putting their knees in the back of people's necks, like those are things that you don't need the federal government to do.
Right.
Like we can do that at a city level, at a state level.
At a state level.
I think a lot of this, this is like a popularity vote, and like we want to be involved and vote for a president just because it's what a lot of people are doing. But I think it really
democracy. Yeah.
It really highlights the importance for us to take these things seriously at a city and a state level.
Yeah.
Because those are things we could change in our state now. We could ban all of that. We could say we need to have anti-racism as part of our curriculum at all grade levels. And
it starts at the city level though. Because say you have a candidate in your city, you want to get him into city council. Now he's gradually moving up though. So that next vote, the next 2 or 4 years you place a vote, you can vote for him and move him up. You can move him up again in Congress. Next he's on the presidential campaign, and then it's like now we have somebody who could possibly being there for you or being there for me or
Yeah.
whatever it is. I mean, the case may be.
Yeah. I mean, I did notice when I was reading the Platinum Plan, I didn't necessarily put the contract for Black America up against the Platinum Plan and see like what carried over versus what didn't. But there are like some conservative talking points about schools, for example, like in education, where in the Platinum Plan it says ensuring that kids in the Black community and families in the Black community that have low performing schools have a choice to then be able to go somewhere else. Like that's a big talking point within the conservative community is school of choice.
School of choice. Yeah.
And if like our schools in our community are not working, we should be able to have a choice to go somewhere else. And while I think that might sound good, sometimes you then end up with cities that have no schools.
Yeah, mine for instance.
Right, where you grew up, right?
Yeah.
No schools in the entire
city,
city
yeah.
of Inkster, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, it is now. It was a rebuilt school, but it's took years. But
that's the troubling piece with that is like how can we flip that system on its head and not just let's leave our city. I don't want to say everyone, but most people in the Black community want to do is like build within our own cities, within your own cities.
Start at home first and build out.
Yeah,
of course.
You know, you talk about Black Wall Street all the time. Like
That's the plan all the time.
I felt like there were a few times this week, within the last 2 weeks, that there have been these launching of like digital banks that have opened.
Shout out to Killer Mike.
Yeah, Killer Mike. Somebody else had created one too. And in the first 24 hours, like 100,000 people had signed up. So I think that's a start.
It's a movement.
Have you ever been in a position where somebody might have called you a sellout or a coon?
I think they haven't said it to me, but I get the notion that that's what I am now that I hang with you all the time.
Now that we're here.
I mean, it don't really bother me, but because it's progress still.
Right.
Because
it shouldn't, right?
Yeah. I'm still Black first.
Because we're trying to convey a message.
Yeah.
You know?
Blur lines.
And for us, this is easy.
Very easy. It's not
it should
fake.
be easy.
It's not rehearsed. It's not fake. We just get on. We just turn the camera on. So if we stutter, if we miss a word, we just off the top of our head. So
just let it roll.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't get pushback like that because
crazy.
I mean, it depends where you're from, I guess, but it's not one. I think our feedback from our groups, our friends groups, our family groups,
most definitely don't.
have been different.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Sometimes you might push buttons, right? Where if we were up here just like, we're voting for Biden no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, Trump is out. You know, that's not the point of the video either.
No, we're not.
You know what I mean?
We're not here to talk majority politics, but this is something that's a hot topic and it's something that we want to express ourselves on. So
yeah.
But we're not here to debate. We're not here to argue. We're just here to show a friendship between us and talk about things that may interest us or you may want to talk about or reaction videos or family, life. Things like that, though. So, man, shout out to Cube, though. I'm rocking with him, though. I'm rocking with you. I love the contract with Black America, so.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you allow some people will say their political beliefs align with, you know, their beliefs deep down. Yeah. So if he were like, you know what, I'm going to wait for Biden. And he told Trump no. And we know what happens when you tell Trump no, right? So then if Trump is or were to be reelected, so then there is no work to be done with Biden. And then he was like, hey, let's do the work now. What do you think Trump will say?
Get out of here.
Yeah. Trump might go and then find somebody else from the Black community, but
he might find
not
somebody
that
he don't really do. He might find a real sellout.
Yeah.
A real sellout.
I don't know. So if topics like these are things that interest you,
be sure to check out some of our. Oh, my bad.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. My bad.
Be sure to check out some of our early videos, man.
Early videos. And if you have any recommendations, right? Comments on the things that we talked about, whether you agree or disagree, you might spark another conversation that we should be having.
Or things that you don't hear daily between a Black man and a white man that you want to talk about. That's my.
Yeah. Right. We're just trying to build the base right now. And I think conversations like this really show our goals with this channel.
And who we are, though.
Yeah.
Who we are. Like I said, we're not endorsing anybody. Just want to get some thoughts, share some thoughts with you guys.
Yeah,
though.
it's not.
Some feedback. So we're not anti-Trump. We're not anti-Biden. We're not pro-Trump. We're not pro-Biden. We're actually independent. So we're gonna vote for whoever we vote for.
What that thing said. Just read this.
I understand about that.
But it's some bullshit.
Man.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, like, if I don't think no presidential candidate's beliefs line up 100% with a voter's beliefs.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might have to go out on a limb and be like, well, he's giving us this, and he's not giving us this, or he's taking this away, but he has this on the table for us though. It's always gonna be some give and take somewhere. Like you will never go into somewhere and get 100% of something.
Yeah.
Not even if you own a business though. I'm pretty sure that you have to give and take though. You
It's
have to give and take.
the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
I mean, what would happen, right, if a stimulus check was passed just before the election, right?
Yeah. Who getting the votes?
And then somebody said, and we're going to pass another one after the election, right? You know, I mean, things like that matter. That's life and death.
That could sway. That's
a vote. Life and death for some of us who may not be working. So if there are recommendations for topics or news, like recent news, that you think we should talk about, be sure to comment below and let us know.
Yeah, please. Not just comment though, but like, comment, subscribe, share, engage, and turn on your notifications so you can get our new stuff when it pops up.
Help out the algorithm. If
Because
you watch it sooner and you engage sooner, more people see it, then what happens?
We got a base.
Famous. No, I'm just You good?
I thought about the text message though.
We'll be back.